Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGOD. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the Maddox RFB best class setup in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Currently, I rate this weapon my second favorite weapon in the game so far. A couple of the main reasons I actually like this weapon so much is that the rate of fire is very high and it is very accurate. It's not quite as accurate as the double grip ICR, especially at those long ranges, but for the most part, it still gets the job done. Also, when it comes to the rifle category, I think this one stands out as the running gun rifle. So if that's your playstyle, this is probably going to be the best rifle for you. So now that I've talked a little bit about the weapon, let's go ahead and get into the class setup. So for the optic, I like to run the ELO. For the attachments, I run the Quick Draw 1, Quick Draw 2 with stock. For the perks, I typically run that Tactical Mask with Dead Silence, and then right here I'm running Dexterity. But at the end of the day, you could have run a launcher, gung-ho, or pretty much whatever you want for that second perk. And when it comes to the gear, I'm obviously showing the ComSec device because that's what's going to be featured in the gameplay. But I had a lot of fun using the stim shot as well. And I think the stim shot's so valuable because you can take those engagements, jump around the corner, heal yourself, jump back out. The person's not expecting it. You could just play a lot faster. The only real downside of this weapon is it's a really high unlock. So if you're not a high level or if you didn't use your prestige token on it, it is way up there. So you're going to have to do one of those two things. Either be maxed out on your level or have that prestige token available to use it on this. If you have been following the channel for a little bit, you'll recognize that I did change things up from my previous best class setup for the Maddox. Decided to swap out those fast mags for Quick Draw 1 and 2. And I did notice a change by making that switch. But if you feel like you want a hybrid of those two best class setups, I dropped Quick Draw 2 for maybe fast mags. Then you'd kind of have the best of both worlds. So that covers the main reason you clicked on this video, and that is for the best class setup for the Maddox RFB in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. If you have enjoyed the video so far, please hit that like button. Let's see if we can get this video over 500 likes. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, I typically transition to a gameplay breakdown, but what I usually put on my channel is Call of Duty content related to news, in-game updates, best class setups, subscriber breakdowns, as well as other tip and trick videos on how to improve at Call of Duty. If that's something you'd be interested in, make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on by ringing that bell. So as you can see in the background, I am going to be using that Maddox best class setup on the map Hacienda, and the mode will be Safeguard. And one quick thing I'll go ahead and get out of the way is the camo that I'm using is Dark Matter, which is unlocked from completing all the gold weapon camo challenges for every single weapon. I went ahead and threw that out there because it seemed like a lot of people had that question down in the comment section on the last video. So not the best opening rush because the guy was actually coming around that way. 9 times out of 10, no one's going to actually peek in that side. Everyone usually decides to walk with that bot. Then you'll be able to get a nice little flank where you get 2 or 3 kills. So as I pushed directly for the bot, I didn't realize there was actually 3 people looking in my general direction. It looks like 2 of them are gunning me. So far, it doesn't look like my teammates are going to be contributing very much because they're just walking that bot. I've died twice trying to get to the bot, and I just got absolutely melted. The first guy obviously beat me in the hallway. The other one, I just got out positioned because it was 3 versus 1, and I got absolutely destroyed. Right here, it makes it a little bit hard because the guy put the barbed wire. But even with the barbed wire, there's still a good amount of space where I can kind of peek down there, get some good shots. I took out the one guy, and now I'm going to go ahead and push through, and I'm going to use the mini-map. You got to be looking at the mini-map very closely. There's a lot going on. Tac Mask helped me there because of that flashbang. Go ahead and take this guy out. The strafing is helping me. I'm able to get out of the way, take the guy out pretty aggressively, and then I go ahead and get back over here because I know I'm a little bit safer. You'll see right now this guy was coming right from his spawn, which I kind of had a general idea. We killed a bunch of them on that left side by the bot. So as I pushed through, I had a good indication that someone would be coming from that general direction. Even if the guy didn't come through that way, I was at least semi-prepared. And what I'm doing at this moment is watching that kill feed very closely, because as my teammates kill them, I know they're going to be spawning in this back area. End up following right behind this guy, come up close as possible. I don't have a suppressor on, this weapon doesn't have one, so I'm able to sneak up, get a couple easy kills. And sometimes one of the hardest things to do is to maintain that trigger discipline. I could have easily shot that guy in the back the second I saw him, but by closing that gap, I was able to get a lot closer to the second enemy, which wasn't really expecting me. He was still distracted by my teammate. As I come around the corner, there is some barbed wire in the way that is blocking my shots, so I decide to relocate. The minimap's telling me there's a lot of people in this general direction. Just pre-aim it, able to take that guy out pretty easily as well. Knowing that I'm close to streaks, I decide to use my specialist ability, bring everyone to 200 health. Even though there's an enemy player who chose a 0 specialist, I felt confident enough that I got my streaks fast enough that they wouldn't be able to hack it based off how fast I actually got my specialist ability. I have mentioned it in another video, but the Hellstorm is probably one of the best streaks to have on Safeguard because you can single-handedly shut down that bot. But right here you can see that I actually jump in the window, and this is probably one of the only long shots on this map that's probably reasonable, especially on this type of mode. So in case you're trying to do your long shots, you can actually jump in that window, kill people as they're coming around the corner. You will get the long shots. I do see the guy come around here. He ends up being one shot, and I know he's going to heal by the time he comes around the corner. But what I do is kind of back up, seeing if he will actually come through this way, and I just listen to see if he's coming. So I waited out, and then eventually, as most players do, he comes through, and the bot absolutely destroys him. And since I felt completely safe because my teammate was standing right there, I decided to go for that reload, even though I didn't need that much more ammo, and it ended up costing me. So I ended up getting flanked because the enemy came around, and it was an unfortunate death, but it does happen. Especially, I could have waited a little bit longer after calling that UAV, and that guy would have popped up on the minimap. So at this point, we still have about a minute and a half left on the clock, and I'm pretty much just kind of holding down this area because I don't want them to push the bot in. So like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, you could play pretty aggressive with this weapon. You could jump up in people's faces. I need to reload right now, so I kind of got to wait to see what happens. Go ahead and take that guy out, and then I get demolished from the other side. I kind of got pinched. Wasn't enough teammates around. That's my bad for pushing a little too deep into where they were, because that allowed that guy to come through the doorway and absolutely demolish me while I was low health. So far, you can see that pretty much the bot has stayed stationary once it got to this particular point. Been able to lock it down pretty well. Then I get hit by a random nade the guy just threw it. I only had 6 health. No matter what, I was dying. Even a guy hit by another cluster. See, I got my specialist again, so I'm able to cycle that pretty good. And then pretty much at this point, I'm just trying to pay attention as much as I can to the minimap. Looked like someone was behind me, so I go ahead and turn around. Another guy coming out of spawn, so I'm able to snap on him. And that's what's pretty good about this weapon. The reload is still pretty quick, even without that fast mags. But obviously, you can notice the difference if you put on fast mags. Go ahead and get a bullet into that guy, get the assist, take out that guy trying to walk the bot. There is a guy upstairs in the window, so I got to play it a little bit safe because he has a good vantage point on where I'm at. Teammate takes him out. There's a lot going on, but a lot of it is predicated on the minimap. Looks like there's a guy upstairs. I jump into the water. I couldn't really see the guy very clearly. By the time I actually saw him, I wasn't able to hit him. That water is pretty dang murky. I don't know if you guys have had any gunfights in there, but it's very hard to see. But with only about 8 seconds left on the clock, they're not going to have enough time for the bot to reboot and for them to walk it in. The other cool thing about the match so far is that water death is going to be the last death you see from me. For whatever reason on the enemy team, they don't have the smartest zero because they decided to hack us right at the beginning of the round. You see, I kind of push up through mid and start to push to this left side, seeing if anyone's going to be coming through the doorway. And just like I guessed, there ended up being a torque there. He put the barbed wire down. I land a couple shots, and then my teammate goes and finishes him off, and I get that assist. And since zero pops up on the mini map, I was able to see that they were in the middle of the map, so I decided to push in a different angle so that I can make sure I get them from behind. Jump around here, assuming they went straight through these doors, and that sets up an easy double kill for me because I go ahead and take them out. The other guy was popping up on the mini map, so I go ahead and pre-aim that area and was able to take them out pretty easily. At this point, what I'm really trying to do is trying to get a little bit of map control, see if anyone's going to be coming around this left side, because more than likely when my teammates come up that stairway, they're going to be focused on that right side. And as soon as my mini map starts going off with these red dots, I go ahead and come out. I see another one. I'm just pretty much pre-aiming. The guy runs out. Easy kill. So at this point, I don't really have any kind of map awareness because that UAV is about to run out. I do have an idea that there's some guy directly in front of us, but I can't tell if he's above or below. So all I'm doing is kind of pre-aiming this general area, hoping that something will happen. I can see that I'm very close to my specialist ability. That'll chain me to my UAV. And with that additional map awareness, that'll guide me to where I need to move across the map. What I do decide to do is push around this left side, as you'll see. And then I want to kill people coming right out of spawn. Because if I can kill them coming out of spawn, that should make it significantly easier for my teammates to push the bots. Because if I take out 1, 2, or 3 of them, it makes it so there's only really 1 or 2 of them pushing the bot. And once my teammates kill him, it's going to make it super easy to just walk the bot slowly. Since I know there was a second person in spawn and I fired my weapon, I kind of figured they'd be coming this general direction. I was ready to go. Absolutely read them like a book. They came running straight for me. Had no chance. I was on the head glitch, pre-aimed. They got absolutely melted. From this window, I have a pretty good eye on the objective, so I can see people coming right out of spawn. If they come directly this way, they could run up the stairs. They do have a teammate there, so you can't always trust them. For the most part, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be running right towards the objective, especially since we're getting so close. I know I only need 1 hit with this particular Hellstorm to chain over to the drone squad. I know that player is probably not getting their specialist ability already. And then I go ahead and get to a safe area so I can call in that Hellstorm and I get that 1 kill I needed. I wish I could have lucked out a little bit better, but Hacienda is not the greatest map for those types of streaks. I do have my little drone squad now. Knowing that it probably won't get hacked, I go ahead and shoot the guys, playing pretty aggressively near the objective. It just got shut down, so we got to be a little more cautious. So all I'm doing at this point is pretty much just waiting for that bot to recover. And then the guy ends up shooting a launcher, so I take a lot of damage, decide to go and run around for a flank, and that pretty much ends up being the end of the match. So I'd love to know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Are you a fan of the Maddox, and how would you rank it against the other rifles? If you guys did enjoy the video in any way, please hit that like button if you're brand new to the channel. Make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on for future content. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.